Hi y'all, I'm April Murphy. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I'm a full-time artist. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about art and pivoting during a pandemic. So I'm a festival artist, and what that means is I travel all over the country doing art festivals. I usually do 30 to 35 festivals in a calendar year. And then I also have a studio here at Winter Street in Houston where we're open to the public as well. And all of that involves large crowds. So when the pandemic hit, it all disappeared. Everything I'd been doing was basically just off my calendar. But I kept doing art because what art does for me is it gives me a way to process what's going on around me. And it also is a very meditative thing. I don't know if you've ever sat down and colored or whatever, or done art yourself, and you see that you kind of disappear into it and just take a vacation from everything that's going on around you. So I have this latest series that I call 3 to 5 words. And what that is if you've ever been walking along or say running or hiking or something and you pass a couple of people in conversation, you'll catch about 3 to 5 words of that. And that fascinated me. In fact, like one of the first ones that I remember was there were 17 hearts. That's what I heard. And I'm thinking, what was that? You know, was that on a dress there were 17 hearts, or there were 17 heart balloons in the sky? I have no idea, but I decided what I wanted to do was take my visual, my story, and put it to someone else's words. So I have been doing that for a couple months when COVID-19 came into the picture. And I decided, you know, I'm gonna do this somehow connected to this. I started looking at news conferences online and also looking at headlines in the newspaper, and also just on social media what people were saying. And I took all of those phrases and started matching them with some of my art. Now you'll see that my art here is very whimsical, very light. So it gave me a way to illustrate this in a light but also respectful way. And so once I started having a number of these images, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna post them on my personal Facebook page. No links to buy anything. This is not about that. People are not about buying art right now, you know. But I was about making people feel good. And so each day, each morning, same time, around 8 o'clock, I would post a new painting. And what I realized is it was really resonating with people. People were actually looking forward to it every morning. In fact, I started getting messages of people saying, we just love this. It's so great to have something light and upbeat, right? And I realized this was a commercial break from all the bad news. And I wanted to find a way to cast that net a little bit wider. And so that's when I decided to do a book. And so I started a Kickstarter campaign May 5th, just a few days ago. And it's almost fully funded now, I'm really excited to say. And I'll tell you, you know, the crazy thing about all this is I would have never done this had there not been this thing that happened, right? It's like this crisis drove me to a new place, a place where I needed to adapt, right? And I know now it's absolutely the right path. I mean, this is where I need to take my career. And so what I would tell you is, if you're feeling sad or just feeling kind of lost right now, the best thing that you can do is to say to yourself, what can I do for someone else? And the amazing thing about that is that it's going to give you purpose, and it's going to come back to you tenfold, meaning it's going to make you feel so much better to have done something good for someone else, right? Anyway, thanks for listening, and if you want to hear about more about my 3 to 5 words, you can just go to aprilmurphy.com and you'll see a big link there that says 3 to 5 words, and it explains everything. Stay safe.